everyone. We are back with Glenn Velvet Reviews today, and I wanted to do a review on the Makita AVT SDS-MAX that I got. Now, this is not the newest one that came out. I already looked and I saw the newest one that came out. There's only very slight differences. There's like a bigger light on the back, but honestly, the performance, the motor, everything else is exactly the same. It's still a 2-inch designed motor, a lot bigger than the other ones that are, 1.5, 1 9/16, whatever the case may be. This is the 2-inch version, so it's like the highest one I think that they had at the time when I got mine, but I think that's the highest one now. The new one I think is this is the 5210. The new one is the 5212, I think. But like I said, there's just a bigger light on the back, but overall it's the same exact machine. So I originally got this I had to break up concrete that I wanted to save on the labor part, because hiring a company to break up concrete, it would have been a little bit expensive and stuff like that, and I couldn't really justify the price of what they wanted to how much I paid for this. I think when I bought this, guys, it was like $800 or not. I think it was $800 or $900 when I bought this. Now obviously inflation's, everything's a lot of money, but that's when we bought it, and the guy wanted to charge us like $5,000. So I was like, I might as well buy this, break up the cement myself, and now I have this to use for the rest of my life. You know I'm about value. I love value, and this thing has gotten me value. I used it for my company as well when I had to do construction work or anything, or someone, those big blocker things that are in the parking lot, those big cement kind of things. Someone smashed into it, it fell and it knocked over, whatever. I had to fix it. This thing got me to fix it, and I'm just saying, this thing not only saved me on on hiring someone for a jackhammer, it also made me a great deal of resources and connections in my business as well, because I was able to do stuff that normal HVAC and plumbing people weren't doing, okay? Because, they didn't really buy this stuff because they didn't have a need for it, but that was it. So that kind of opened up more environment for me as well. So that's why it's really cool that I got this, and I'm happy about it. So I got the measuring instruments on here, of course, to show you, so you could scale everything to size and know what you're looking at and everything. I find it's a lot easier and helpful for you guys. So they have a little tab on here, so you could put a lock on it, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Usually people would just steal this entire thing, but I guess it depends on the job site you're at to put a lock on there. So this is really cool. I scratched it up a little bit, but these just to let you know, these containers, this plastic one especially, it scratches up so easy. You can kind of see that the protection case itself, like I said, scratches up really easily, and all I did was just like, I think this was leaning against something, and just to tell you, you know what I mean, it's cool, it protects it or whatever. You're not going to make this thing look nice forever, but I'm just letting you guys know that it does scratch very easily, especially the environments of concrete breaking or anything construction. All right, so it opens up like this, which is really cool. Okay, so that's the schematic that they give you. It's really nothing crazy. There's no words, and they do that, they have to do that on purpose, because Makita, is shipped to many different countries, and it'd be too difficult to put 67 languages on there. So instead, they just put some pictures, and you get the gist of it. Has the on and off right here, then it has a switch that you can use as well, but it's only in certain forms, obviously for safety. You don't want this thing stuck on, so that's the reason why you can only put it, lock it on in certain positions. And then it just it tells you how to slide it in. It locks in automatically, the SDS-MAX, and then it just tells you, it's very self-explanatory. Like I said, that's why they put it with pictures. There's just a little circle that tells you. Now this one is only this one is rotary hammer drill, and it's rotary jackhammer. It's not where the other Makita, I don't know if I did a review on my other Makita, the smaller one, the smaller version of this, you can drill without hammer, which is kind of cool, and it has just different purposes, but this you can't do that. All right, just to let you know. But it tells you, to grease, and make sure you grease your bits. Service, if it turns red, green, it's on. The power levels 50% to 100%, and that's kind of it. I mean, it's a really simple little setup. I'm gonna show you the manual. Let's go over the manual real quick. All right, guys. Yeah, this is pretty much the instruction manual. I just you guys can give that a pause. I just want to make sure that it's all in one place. So while you're looking and checking out the, review of this and, the small review of the machine, you could just be in one place and see the instructions and not have to be looking all over the place. And this way it's a more consistent, because I like to put the instructions in just all my videos, or try the best that I can to get a hold of them and put them on here for you. But you guys could just give this a pause. I'm just going to go through it, a little bit like this. I'm not going to go crazy. We're just going to go through like 50% of it. But this is at least, if you have any problems while you're checking out the video. I haven't had any problems with mine. Like I said, I haven't used it like a commercial kind of setup. So, you know what I mean? It's not really going to be like that. So I haven't really put it through like it's really paces and tests and stuff like that. But the 10 times or less that I did use this, it has paid for itself in just the first time. So I'm just, I can't tell you how great the machine has like worked out for me in just 10 or less times. It has saved me time, effort, stress of looking for someone. It's just a lot easier. It pretty much comes very simple like this. I had to order all the bits extra. I think they included something in here, but I probably lost it because I didn't really need it. But I mean, no matter what, you're getting something like this, you're probably gonna have to get different bits, because you're gonna have to learn how to use this. The first time you're gonna use a jackhammer or anything like that, you got to learn how to use it. You're gonna burn through a couple of bits, I promise you, until you get the feel of it. Unless you're like a professional, person that uses it every day. But they give you the depth adjuster right here. This is the depth adjuster rod. It goes inside the handle right here, and this way you can put the depth of what you want. It's a really cool feature. I used it a couple of times. This one's really cool. I'm not just going to pick it up because this thing is very heavy, guys. This thing weighs like 30 or 35 pounds. So it's very heavy, and the reason why it's designed like that and everything, just because of the mass and the 2 inches and how, but it's also because the machine does the work. You're not supposed to be jamming down on this machine. So at this weight, it's supposed to work properly for the machine, even though it takes a little while to do holes. So they have the locking feature right here, which only works in the jackhammer mode. It does not work in the drill mode, just to let you know. And there's a reason why, because if you lock that on and you don't hold on to this grip and this thing is spinning 15 amps, 2 inches, you're going to break your arm, okay? Or break your leg. I mean, you will really get hurt if this thing's spinning full speed and you can't stop it. You know what I mean? Someone can get badly hurt. So that's the reason why they do that, which really makes sense. The dial's right here. Okay, now as the instructions, guys, the manual on a lot of these jackhammers, okay, you can't run it in low speed forever. Okay, you can run it in low speed for a small amount of time, but then you got to give it breaks, okay, between there. The reason why is because on low speed you're drawing a lot of amperage. Okay, what's happening is on low speed you're kind of starving the motor. It's like a voltage drop, and that's kind of how they control the speed on stuff. If you guys have a speed adjuster and stuff, what that does is it shoots it down to like 90, 100, and saying on 120 volts. A lot of stuff I worked on, when you deal with the adjuster knob, it'll just turn it down to 90 volts, so it slows it down. The conveyor belts, the commercial equipment. This is probably the same exact concept. So if you have this on slow all the time, and you're using it, the motor, everything is not getting lubricated properly, because it's supposed to lubricate, and this is running at high amperage for a long time, and eventually it overheats. This has an overheat protection, but you don't want to go through that and damage it and come close to damaging it, because this is an investment, guys. This version that I got comes with 2 handles. Okay, it comes with the cord. This is a very long cord. It's a 15-foot cord is what they give you with this. I mean, that's pretty long, guys. 15 feet is very long. And the cord is really thick, guys. They give you a nice thick cord. It's only 14 gauge. 14 gauge It would have been nice to have 12. It would have made me feel better, but this is only 14 gauge, which is still rated, you know, no problem with 13 amps. You're going to be running it, but the cord itself feels nice and thick. It comes with two different handles. It comes with the D style handle, which is cool. So you just wrap this on and then tighten this up, and then it will tighten on. It depends on which one, you know, which one you get a feel for. The only thing is the D handle, it seems like, would be more for the jackhammer, okay? Because this the jackhammer, you are not going to be using the depth adjuster, you know what I mean? So that's the only thing. Now here's this right here. Let's try to manhandle this out, because like I said, this thing is very heavy, which it needs to be, because it needs to drill huge holes in very hard you know, aggregate or whatever you're using. You're going to use hard material, you're drilling it through. So that's why this thing is like a beast. Okay, so it is really, really big, but that's why I put the measuring instruments everywhere for you, so you can at least scale it. So this is really cool. It's really simple. Look, you just do a little bam like that, spin it off, and then you could take this off. Now, I would not take the handle off and use this unless you absolutely have to, because the torque on this thing is a beast. Okay, like I said, this is not like a little toy, you know, jackhammer or anything. This thing's pretty serious. It's very powerful. You can get hurt. And then it has the depth adjuster right here. So it has all the grooves in here. That's what help grips it. Okay, and all you do is, you can hear it. Here it hits the different. Here it hitting the different grooves in here. So you could set this to the depth that you want. Okay, so you're gonna put this on your thing like this. You're gonna set how deep you're gonna go, right? This is gonna go on like this. You're gonna set how deep that you need to go inside the concrete, and then you just tighten this up. And now every time you go down to this point, it'll stop and you're good to go. I'm just gonna slide in like a random one that I have or whatever. This is an SDS-MAX bit. This is how big they run, so you guys can see how wide they are, okay, the size of it. You guys can scale that on there. All right, and this is how it kind of slides in. And then they just slide in like this, guys. Look, very easy, okay? You just got to find that groove. Locked, done, okay? And now this thing is going to go boom, 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 boom. See all the movement? You get all that movement when you're hammering away, and it's just banging away at whatever material you want to mess up, okay? Now to take it off, all you do is pull this sleeve, and the bit comes right out. All right, make sure you grease these bits. Okay, they are SDS-MAX bits, so you're going to want to grease any of the SDS, because you're just going to be abusing this, I would think, more for bigger materials. That's why you're going to want that grease on there. All right, everyone. So that is it pretty much for the unboxing review of it. The reason why I feel comfortable with unboxing this one, even though it's not the newest one, is because I did check out the newest one for you guys, and it literally is, it's so similar, it's not even funny. I don't think they really are going to update these that much, because this was the biggest one on the market that you could get. Milwaukee didn't make a 2-inch. I don't know if they do now. Bosch did not make a 2-inch when they had this version. No one really made the 2-inch. They only had 1 3/4, I think, was the biggest, or 1 9/16. So that's the reason why I don't see them needing to update this so much, because there's not so much competition that they need to upgrade it, or unless there was a safety issue. So I do have a project that we are working on as well. If you see my videos, we are working on a project together. We're dropping down a sump pump, and we ran into some bluestone rock, okay? And we're gonna be, hammering that. We're going to be, drilling it, hammering it, and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I was going to have to pull out the big bad boy and, get this thing going and get it to drill. So we will come back. We're going to do a little bit of a test on it and stuff like that. I'm only splitting up the videos because I tell you guys all the time, if you guys have this or buying it or whatever the case may be, at least, like I said, the videos are more specific and, together. And plus, with everybody's attention span only being this much now with TikTok and everything else, it's just easier just to go through the video and see the instructions and the unboxing, or just go and see the performance. But that's it for Glen Velvet Reviews. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. I would love to know. Also, subscribe to my channel. Join me on my review adventures as I try to put up stuff to help out the community, just like I get help from the community, all right? That's what the top looks like. I am sorry, we will just add this, but yes, that's how it locks. Those are the 3 modes. You got idle, you just push on this button and you spin it, and then you can put it on idle, and then this will pop out and it locks, or This is the chipping mode, or jackhammer, whatever they want to call it, okay? And if you can, unless you dislike me for any reason, you could support the channel by clicking on those affiliate links below. Somehow, someway, times a million equals into something. But from what I saw, there are other ways to support the channel on YouTube, which is really cool. And if you do decide to support the channel, please make sure you come back, see that I'm putting that support back into it, doing more product reviews, doing updates on the items so we know we're getting good value, and also helping out my subscribers with any questions they have on the products I already reviewed. All right, so everybody enjoy, be safe. Glenn Velvet Reviews is out, and I'll see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.